I have turned Nothing Phone's extra button into an iPhone-style action button with even more extras. And you can do it too, right away. Let me show you how. Yes, that's right. You can turn your Nothing Phone's Essential button into something very similar to what iPhone's Action button does, or even program it to serve much better purposes than just acting as a screenshot trigger. And don't get me wrong, I know this is cool, but also quite limiting, in my opinion. The whole procedure is surprisingly easy. No PC is required and everything happens via your smartphone, and it will significantly improve your phone's overall functionality. So let's get started. Every Nothing or CMF phone with an Essential button is going to work. I already have this feature working on my Nothing Phone 3 apparently, but in order to showcase how it works, I'm going to use the CMF Phone 2 and guide you through all these steps and even prove that it not only works, but it's going to survive major Android updates. So here's a list of everything you're going to need in terms of software. The app Shizuku, the app F-Droid, which we're going to use for installing the HAIL app, and the Button Mapper app. If you haven't heard of any of these, that's totally fine. I'm going to explain what each one of them does. Let's start by installing Shizuku. It's an open source app available on Google Play Store, and it's designed to act as a bridge for apps that normally require root or ADB access. Two important notes here: the procedure we're doing does not require root nor a PC. And secondly, if Google Play says that this app is too old for your current version of Android, just get it from an alternative location such as APK Pure. In our case, we're going to use Shizuku for wireless debugging. Open Shizuku, choose the pairing mode, and go to the wireless debugging section, where you need to allow access to the current Wi-Fi network. Tap on the wireless debugging again, then choose the pairing mode to happen via code and enter the pairing code when prompted. And now you can start the Shizuku service. So far so good. This ADB over Wi-Fi service is going to be needed for the next part, where we want to freeze the Nothing's Essential apps. And you can return to the default configuration at each and every point of time without a factory reset. Next, we want to install F-Droid. Since it's an Android app repository, you won't find it on the Play Store, but it's very easy to download from its official website. Once installed, you're going to notice that in some ways, F-Droid could act as a Play Store, just for somewhat geekier things. Search for the HAIL module. HAIL allows you to freeze certain system services, in this case, the Nothing Essential services that the button uses by default. Once you install HAIL, you're going to find it in your app drawer. Open it, go to the settings and set the operation mode to one of the Shizuku options. Once done, you can navigate to the apps, select to show the system apps, and select the following: the Anti-Essential Space Overlay All Devices, then the app with a similar name, which includes your phone's code name. You select the Essential Recorder and the Essential Space. In my experience, this is the most reliable way to fully free the button for further customization. Once you freeze the apps, you can check whether this was successful via pressing the Essential button, and it should do nothing. Last but not least, you're going to need the Button Mapper, which is available on Google Play Store. The free version is enough to get everything working, but I strongly recommend supporting the developers of all these apps that I'm using today, because they are incredibly helpful and make this kind of customization possible. Next, we need to teach Button Mapper about the existence of the Essential key. Choose Add Buttons and press the Essential key. In my case, it shows up as TV Input Component. If you want to stay on the free version, simply tap No Thanks, then select the button again, choose Customize, and you're going to see the 3 available actions. Personally, I leave the single tap unused because I tend to press the button accidentally quite often. For double tap, which is basically a double press, I've assigned the torch, which is in the favorites section, and for the long press, I use the ring vibrate toggle, which is among the first options that you can choose if you select the systems from the drop-down. This setup makes the button behave very much like the iPhone's action button, but with even more flexibility. From here on, it's really up to your own imagination. You can launch apps, you can trigger toggles, or even set up custom command chains. Experiment and have some fun with it. That's it, my friends. Maybe at some point there's gonna be an app coming from Nothing to be an official way to control the button behavior, maybe through the system settings. Maybe there's gonna be a third-party dedicated app. I don't know, but if that doesn't happen, I hope that this workaround is going to remain usable for a long time. So far, the button mapping has survived a major upgrade to Android 16, and I'm quite confident it's going to remain possible to go for an upgrade to the next major Android release. And I'm sure that if you check the comments below, you're going to find plenty of other cool tips and tricks shared by fellow Nothing fans. Well, that's it, I guess. If this video has helped you, then please give it a like, stay tuned for more by subscribing to the channel, and please support my work by sharing this content with friends and peers. Stay fit, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye!